Hi everyone, good to see you all here. I wanted to talk about how we're using AI agents to transform the world of sports broadcasting. And as we know, the way sports content is being consumed today is very different. And we call this philosophy own your moments because in today's world, every fan, every broadcaster, every right holder is really competing for these moments for attention. They want to be first to go to market to grab their viewers and the fans. Uh, so just to introduce myself, I have worked across three continents and across various functions, starting from growth to business strategy, marketing, sales, and now building businesses, and specifically the business in AI and video and sports. So coming back to sports video content and how it's undergoing change, I want to just point to how behavior is changing. Earlier, it was, you went to a sports arena or you just sat in front of your TV and watched sports. Today, it's much different. The consumers, 90% of fans consume sports content beyond the event itself. So it's not just what's on screen, it's over and above what is available. 51% of fans prefer highlight videos than watching the entire content. And that 51% is global. If I look at Gen Z or the younger audience, that percentage is going to be much higher. The AI usage across regions is increasing, and as you can see, and the regions that are leading that is in our India, UAE, and Brazil. 65% of fans want personalization, 57 want immersive videos, and fewer fans are now choosing television as their primary sports device. It's the mobile, it's the desktop, it's your laptop, it's your iPads that are becoming more and more common means of consumption. So basically, the way we consume content is changing. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us that if you're still serving content the way it was being served a few years ago, then you're not doing justice to your content. Rights holders are buying a lot of content, but they're not getting their bang for the buck from that content, or they're not getting their ROI from that content. Earlier, like I said, the screen was where the content was consumed. Now, today, it's not, even if you're sitting in a place where there is a television, people are on their phones, they're watching it in different formats, they're watching it on their favorite platforms, and they're watching it in a personalized manner, in the way they want to engage with the content. So just going back to how traditionally the content was created, we had one of our customers who, before they started working with us, they would let the game finish, then convert or encode that stream into a digital stream, and then use manual intervention to create a few highlights and publish maybe 6 to 8 hours after the game was over. There was no, they couldn't change the aspect ratio. So watching it on mobile was always a difficult experience. It wasn't meta tagged for future use. It wasn't translated or transcribed. Today, what's happening is we take the content, it's immediately, as soon as it goes live, you can watch within 15 seconds, the content starts getting published. It's meta tagged, and the aspect ratio is changed to 9:16 or to 1:1, depending on the format or the social media platform you're engaging it with. Logos are detected, promotions are created. A lot is happening on that content on the go. But as we know that there has to be a balance between what fans want and the rights holders want. Our customers are rights holders. And what rights holders want is engagement, right? Because the more the engagement, the higher their ROI on the rights they've bought. They want monetization and they want content scalability, because the content is now not limited to one or two highlights, one or two key moments. It's on the go. People want content personalized to their specifications, the teams they're rooting for, the players they like. They only want to watch maybe the goals, or they want to watch interesting misses. So people want a personalized experience. And not only that, they want a more immersive experience and they want a more involved experience. They want a lot more information to go with their content. So what fans want is personalized. It has to be quick on devices. It has to be on the fly. It has to be on the phone. It has to be on the format of their choice. It has to be vertical. And they want to be in the know at all times. How are news, sorry. So just to go back to how traditional workflows existed, was you had live video, you downloaded it to a studio, you cut it, you add graphics, and then you publish. With Magnify, it all happens in real time. So there is no, this happens after this. It all happens in real time, and it's published almost with 15 to 20-second latency. Same with news, the workflows. The news workflow, we've just launched a new product which actually edits and clips and assesses content that is in the news. So not only can you create clips, but you can get the most interesting and engaging content from the news that is being shown and create various formats, like a 9:16, 6:16 is to 9, 1 is to 1, 4 is to 3. Publish it to set it in the right aspect ratio so that the content is such that it is most engaging to the viewers. The speaker, the person who's speaking, is always in the center of the screen. You can edit it, you can add graphics to it, you can add subtitles to it. A lot can be done and published, and all this can happen again in pretty much real time. Now, how does Magnify use agents in video to deliver these results? So what our agents do is they scan long form videos. So they take the entire videos, whatever is happening in the videos, and they automatically find the most engaging and high retention moments. They use emotional hooks to figure out which moment would be of most interest to the audience. They listen to the audience reaction in the stadium. They see the pitch of the commentator in the stadium. They look at which part of the event, at which part of the game is the event happening, who is the player. All of that is evaluated to get the right content in front of our viewers. Now, what that does, it's not replacing humans, but it's giving humans a faster way of building stories, of telling stories that they want to tell without having to spend hours on manual work to bring this content to the viewers. There's another very interesting part that we have, which is called the rule engine. What it does is it evaluates content based on its ability to go viral on different formats. So it'll evaluate everything that works on Reels versus LinkedIn versus YouTube versus Tweet versus Instagram. And then it'll pick those moments, it will cut the clip to the size that is applicable to that particular social media. It will change the aspect ratio to fit the user needs. It'll adjust the video to make sure that whatever is happening, whatever interesting is happening, is always in the center of the screen and is published in real time, so that more and more fans can know what is happening. And what happens when they know what is happening, it's easier for them to come back and engage with the content on the right platform. The brand guardian agent is an important one because, one, a lot of brands are they keep a check on the brand sanity, their brand consistency, compliance, and accuracy. Now, if it's not possible for anyone to sit and watch every game that a brand has published, so our brand guidelines, our brand agents follow the brand guidelines and make sure that everything stays on brand, and they run moderation and make sure that there's a report that's generated for brands to make sure that the consistency is maintained and there is no factual inaccuracy in the content that is published for the brand. Now, while AI agents are becoming autonomous and they're becoming very important in what we do, there are certain things that obviously need to be kept in mind. And some of them are very important questions, like how do we balance automation and editorial oversight? While we talk about automation and a lot of work being done through these AI agents, how do we make sure that we don't lose the creativity, we don't lose the editorial flexibility that the editors have? So what we have done is our tool provides that flexibility to make sure that the content they will be given, they have enough content, um, they have enough clips, they know exactly what they're looking at, but the editorial flexibility still lies with them to create the content of their choice of what they think their viewers might like. It can be fully automated, or it could be the automation can be limited as to the likability of the editors. Um, And one very important thing that this content or the AI agents do is tag each and every event correctly, so that in the future, when a video needs to be pulled out, they can provide enough content or enough reference to make sure that the right input or right videos can be selected to present at a moment's notice. So for archival, for historical purposes, it becomes very important to have all this information. Now, looking ahead, how do we see future where video agents become service agents? So basically today, the agents are being used to summarize a clip, to repackage content, to create meta tags with them for both for publishing purposes, for promotion purposes, and for archiving purposes. But tomorrow, agents could directly engage with viewers. They could adapt the commentary. They could personalize camera angles, and there are products out there that are personalized camera angles, or even bringing statistics of your favorite players or how they've performed against that player in real time. So the experience becomes not only personalized but immersive and far more engaging, and that's what Gen Z wants, which is becoming possible increasingly with these agents, and especially when they become service agents. So what are the challenges that we face with these agents? That obviously, first, I think AI kind of lacks sense of humor. So something that was published or written in a humorous context gets lost, and it can be used incorrectly. It can misinterpret culture, context, or tone. Regulations around copyright and attribution are still evolving across regions. There's a fundamental issue of accountability. I mean, who's responsible when an AI-driven clip represents something? These are questions that are coming up, and we have to face with every day. Agents are great when it comes to speed and scale, but they lack the empathy. They lack the ethical reasoning. And the deep editorial judgment to say whether something should or should not be published. And that is why I think we all here are talking about a human and AI partnership, and not just a complete world where everything is autonomous. Thank you.